Yeah, It started like 1,000 days. The coffee warmed the same old sky. Children chasing yellow buses, flags still hanging half too high. I turned the news on like a whisper, didn't know what it would bring. Just headlines scrolling endlessly and crows beginning to sing. Then the world fell quiet sharp, the kind of hush that isn't peace. The air grew still, the city paused as time bent at the crease. Something broke across the wire and hearts all skipped a beat. Not just mine, not just this street, but every soul in seat.
And then we stood together without asking who we were. No color, creed, or borderline, just eyes that slowly stirred. We cried the same in silence, we bled the same in fear. But that was the day we remembered why we are.
I saw a man in tattered clothes hold up a woman's hand. A preacher hugged a broken cop who fell and couldn't stand. We prayed in halls, we sang on roofs, we didn't check the rules. That day we dropped the names and sides and walked out of our schools. There were no medals given then, no speeches on a stage, no viral clips or trending praise. Just grief and hope and rage, but still we shared our water. We split what little bread and found a kind of country in the things we didn't say.
That day we stood together, not planned, not forced, not paid. No hashtag moved the silence of the shoulders that we laid. We held our neighbors' trembling hands. We looked the sky in tears and stood like one forgotten prayer that finally revealed.
But time has hands that pull apart and memories made to fade. The flags were raised again in pride, but so were walls and blades. We went back to our shouting, our corners and our shields, and slowly like a ghost at dusk that unity was sealed. I fear we'll only feel like one when sirens fill the air, when tragedy is what it takes to show each other care. But we were more than frightened then, we chose to reach, not run. We saw ourselves in strangers' eyes and knew that we were one.
I wish we stood together without the need to break, without a fire, a flood, a war to teach what's truly stake. We are a choir of broken chords, a puzzle split by years. But I remember who we are when unity appeared.
I told my child of that one day with tears behind my grin. Of firefighters holding hands with boys they once called sin. Of mothers holding strangers' kids, of silence loud and wide. Of flags that didn't separate but stitched us from inside.
So if this world divides again and you forget your name, remember how we stood once still inside the ash and flame. Not as tribes or bitter flags, not as sides or scars, but as people reaching upward towards something in the stars. And if I'm gone when you recall the dust, the light, the weather, just promise me you'll teach your child the day we stood together.